We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. You sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Isekai, he don't live in reality. Shake back off, become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. You sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back for you with another new part of What If Asta Was Ragna the Blood Edge's Reincarnation. This is part 4, and in the last part, Yuno and Asta took part in that of the Magic Knight exam, showing what they're capable of. However, Asta has become one heck of an anomaly, unlike in canon, where he basically is trying his best to show what he's capable of, even without the lack of magic. With him being Ragna's reincarnation, having access to that of his, power, his Seether, his Ars Magus, and the power of the Azure, a small fraction of the power of the Azure, he basically shows off what he's truly capable of by being a lot more imaginative, and instead of just going with that of true hard work or basically pure determination and grit and all that, but actually just thinking things through. But honestly, thinking things through and basically being a lot more flashy after all. Where he gained the attention of several captains, mainly that of 3 captains actually. And not only that, when it was time for that other one-on-one sparring sessions, Asta didn't even need to use that of his anti-magic swords or blood scythe. All he needed was Soul Eater's darkness and basically prove on how strong he is. And before any of the other captains could basically make an offer for that of Asta, the one captain he ended up basically having that of a early on interaction with being Yami Tsukihiro, captain of the Black Bulls, who basically challenged Asta in his dream of being a magic knight, or rather, to be the Wizard King, with Asta admitting that of a bit of his killing intent alongside his Seether and Soul Eater's darkness, giving that of Yami one hell of a show and offer him a chance to join the Black Bulls. They may be the worst squad, but they also take orders directly from the Wizard King himself, giving Asta, just like that of Yuno, 1 foot to becoming Wizard King. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? After leaving the arena and arriving on the outskirts of the Clover Kingdom capital, actually, in that of a nearby wood forest area, they soon, with Asta, Yami, Finral, and Gordon arriving, however, they soon stand in front of a massive, castle-like building that looks, janky as hell. Within, Asta saying, "This place looks like shit." Within, Yami saying, "Wow, that's a rude way to call your new home away from home. Welcome to the Black Bulls hideout." Within, Asta couldn't help but basically raise an eyebrow saying, "You can't be serious. Doesn't every other Magic Knight squad live in the capital?" Within, Finral saying, "Normally, yeah, pretty much. But there are some areas in that of the Clover Kingdom where squads basically have their own places outside of the capital. Some mainly run by that of nobility, while some like us, composed of basically that of commoners and nobles alike, have to be here." Within, Gordon whispering and also commenting saying, It's also so in case anything bad happens or if we're basically blamed, nobody knows where we're at after all. With Asta couldn't hear this, but he could actually understood the intent behind that of Gordon's words, even though he couldn't hear what he was saying, so I'm guessing it's mainly because since we're the worst Magic Knight squad, a lot of people hate us. And this is basically just to hide out at. With Yami looking surprised, saying, wow, that's basically a rude way to say that we're basically the worst squad. Within, Asta can up say, you're not denying it, dumbass. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Come on, let's meet your fellow Magic Knights. Within, as they about to reach out of the doors. However, on that of the right side of the entranceway, with a massive hole basically just emerging from it. Within, Asta saying, is that freaking normal? Within, Finral and Gordon saying, yes. With Asta getting quite curious, looking into the hole, with that of a look of pure and utter horror and shock on his face. As he looks inside of the janky looking building, within seeing that of several mismatched, hodgepodge, and basically the most insane group of people you could ever meet. With two guys basically fighting, or rather it being one side as hell, with one guy with that of a mixed color of white and black mohawk with that of purple sunglasses, using that of a fire bat to send that of fireballs at that of a blonde-haired kid, using lightning magic to basically float around everywhere. A woman looking like she's in that of her mid-20s to late 20s actually, basically in that of bra and panties, passed out, blackout drunk on that of a sofa with tons of bottles everywhere. A short girl with that of black hair making tons of food, however, she isn't doing it by herself, as she's also having that of tons of sheep basically helping her make food with little chef hats. A weirdo basically fawning over that of a picture of a girl, saying that his precious little sister Marie, and then some weird dude with that of a pretty large body just huffing out that of smoke. We've seen the overwhelming amount of chaos everywhere, with Asta completely and utterly shocked by all of this. With then seeing that of Yami as he walks right beside that of Asta saying, welcome to the Black Bulls and say hello to your comrades. With even Finral and Gordon basically nonchalant about all this too, as this is basically the norm. With Asta thinking, is it too late to basically leave this Magic Knight squad now? Because I really, really am tempted on doing it. But then Asta saying, so is this serious? Is this everybody? But then Yami basically pulling out a cigarette, lighting it up before then saying, well, there are at least some members, other members too, but they're currently on missions right now. Within hearing that of Yami's voice as everybody stopped doing what they're doing, before then rushing towards that of the massive black-haired as they all scream, Captain! As each and every one of them basically asking Yami for some things and wondering if he's doing all right, wanting to spend time with him. Within, Yami actually looking like he's getting flustered with him saying, you all missed me, didn't you, that much, huh? As he laughs, trying to laugh it off a little bit. But then, Asta can help but say, there's no way he is liking this crap. The dude does not look like that type. Before then saying, alright, cut the crap. Within, after saying that, all of them basically now stand in place, waiting for that of Yami's orders. But then saying, now then, I want you all to meet that of your newest Magic Knight squad mate. Within, the guy with the mohawk and glasses, otherwise known as Magna, can help but say, huh? A new squad mate? Within, the blonde-haired guy, otherwise known as Luck, saying, really? We get a new member? Is he quite strong? Within, Yami shows that of Asta, saying, right here. Bringing his arm out, pointing him at that of Asta. Within, Asta saying, sup? With everybody completely caught off guard by that of Asta's deadpanness. Then they're also completely caught off guard by that his attire after all, with that of, especially how he looks, like the short spiky white hair, black bandana, the large red coat, the massive white sword on his waist, his mismatched eyes, Within, I saying, so what? Guys got nothing to say? Within, Magna basically going over to Asta with his eyes being shadowed by his glasses. Within, I saying, what? Got something to say? Before then, grabbing him by that of his shoulders, even though Asta's shorter than Magna, as Asta was about to bring out his blood-scythe sword before Magna saying, dude, you are so cool! With Asta completely caught off guard with a look of pure and utter confusion, shock, and disbelief, as all he could say is, huh? With even luck going to Asta saying, dude, you look so cool! Not only that, you look pretty damn strong with that sword on your back. You don't mind if we go for a spar too? Within, Asta saying, wait, hold up. Within, the tall guy with that who was basically having a nosebleed over a picture of the little girl being, gauche, saying, you look kind of a delinquent and a thug. I hope that you stay away from my little sister Marie. Within, Asta saying, wait, that was you had a nosebleed over your little sister? With him mentally thinking, and people will say that I was a pedo back when I was still Ragna. This guy takes it to a whole other level. Within, the woman who was basically blacked out drunk, now actually having clothes on, as she's wearing that of a quite revealing short red dress, a witch's hat, and long red boots, heel boots. With her, as her name is Vanessa, saying, oh, honestly, when I get a look at you, at first, you look kind of plain, but with that of your appearance, you're actually quite handsome. You have an exotic feel to you. But then, I sing, whoa, hold down, lady. I'm flattered, but I really don't have the time for stuff like this. As Vanessa could help but giggle, saying, oh, you are something. Quite the tough guy look you have, but quite nervous around women, it seems. Getting closer and closer to Asta, making the blood edge reincarnation blush a little bit, saying, it's nothing like that. Damn it. With even that of the other two members being the short black-haired girl Charmy, and that of the big guy, or rather big girl, Gray, who it's not even her actual appearance, as she's using transformation magic to hide what she really looks like. As Asta is getting basically chumming with that of his new squad mates. Within, Yami can help but huff on his cigarette again, saying, well, looks like kid's doing well. Hey, Venro, you gotta go and get the other. Within, Finral saying, oh, right, alrighty on it. Within, as looking at Gord, saying, Gordon, you think you could? As he whispers, saying, don't worry, I can keep an eye on them. As he whispers this, however, Finro couldn't hear it, saying, yeah, I get it. As Gordon goes into their hideout, with Yami and Finral basically heading into that of a spatial portal that Finral made before it begins to close. Within soon, I saying, hey, now that I think about it, I haven't got a robe yet. Where the hell am I supposed to get one? Within, Magna couldn't help but basically smirk at this, saying, oh, you want a robe of your own? Well then, buddy, even though you're pretty damn cool and awesome, you gotta basically earn it. Within, I was saying, huh? I literally had to earn my robe? You gotta be kidding me. With Magna saying, yeah, it's your initiation. Show us what you can truly do and why the captain was interested in you after all. Within, Asta couldn't help but cross his arms, saying, you gotta be kidding me. Ugh, fine, whatever. Let's just get this shit over with. Within, a few minutes later, they head outside to that of the, courtyard. It looks like that of a somewhat training area, where it's actually starting to get a little bit darker with the sun going down and the sun setting actually, with that of torch lights out. Asta having his hands in his pockets, his red coat pockets, with Magna on the other side of Asta, preparing that of his grimoire, saying, all right, dude, show us what you can truly do. Within saying, all right, whatever. Before then, preparing that of his blood scythe, with Magna getting a little bit confused, saying, hey, you're not going to bring out your grimoire? Don't need it. You said you just wanted to see what I'm capable of. I'll show you with this. Getting in that of a fighting stance, legs spread apart, his left hand extended out for a bit, and his right hand on that of his, well, blood scythe sword, with then saying, "Ha, all right then, don't say I didn't warn you. This does get a little bit dangerous after all." As then a bright orange glow begins to emerge around that of Magna's grimoire, with then him pulling out that of a fire bat, with then Suit saying, "Fire creation magic, Grand Slam bat," with then pulling out that of a fiery bat from his grimoire. Asta mentally saying, "He seriously just pulled out a bat? You gotta be kidding me. Seriously, I didn't even know there was baseball even existed in this godforsaken world. Oh, I'm not done yet, newbie." With then channeling that of fire through that of the palm of his left hand as it's circling around, condensing into that of one fireball. However, the fireball looks like in the shape and size of a baseball, actually. With then Asta, eyes widening in shock, saying, "Yep, that is definitely a baseball. How the hell does this world know anything about goddamn baseball? Isn't this a medieval fantasy magic world where demons and other crazy shit happens? How the hell does he know about freaking baseball?" But then Magna smiling that of a devious smile, saying, "Fire creation magic. Now take this, newbie." With all his might, he tosses the fireball in the air, and then with both hands, using that of the flaming baseball bat being his grand slam, saying, "Exploding fireball!" Slamming that of the fiery bat into that of the condensed fireball, which soon, as the two basically connect with one another, the fireball soon was hit full speed towards Asta before extending and growing larger. Not too large, but still pretty large. With then Asta seeing this saying, "You gotta be kidding me." Before then, with all of his might and roaring out, "Death Spike!" as creating that of one of the heads of the black beast. Within, it chomps down onto that of the fireball. However, as soon as it does, it creates that of a massive explosion that sends a huge shockwave and debris everywhere. With then everybody completely and utterly shocked by this, trying to cover themselves. With even Yami could feel that of the shockwave alongside a certain someone following behind him can feel it too. With Magna completely caught off guard by this, as he basically gets flung off his feet for a bit before standing back up. As for Asta, he stands his ground from all the debris and winds basically picking up in front of him. Within, everything dies down. In the center, showing that of a massive crater. Within, everybody completely and utterly shocked by this. Even Magnus saying, "Holy crap! You countered my attack with that of your own attack. That's crazy! I was expecting you to either dodge it or something." Within saying, "Who the hell just gives it all they got in for a freaking sparring session? What the hell is wrong with you, dude? Shit, I'm lucky that I didn't go out either. If I did, who knows what kind of damage I would have done here." Within, Vanessa saying, "I think he's shown what he's capable of. What do you all think?" With then Ghost saying, "I don't really care that much. He's strong, but it's not important to that of my little Marie." With Charmy saying, "So cool, but after something like that, I think you guys might need to get something to eat with such a huge blast of magic after all." With then Luck basically looking excited as he couldn't help but jump in place saying, "So cool, so cool. The Black Bulls just keep on getting more and more awesome members." With Ghost basically whispering saying, "Asta's got a lot of potential. I can see why the captain took a really big liking to him outside of his magic alone. I really think he's going to get along with everybody here." As even though people can't hear what Ghost is saying, I think they can get where he's coming from after all. With even Gray basically just puffing out smoke. But then Asta putting that of the blood scythe on his shoulders. But then going to that of Magna. Before then offering a hand to the guy. As then putting him back on his feet, saying, "You're pretty cool, you know that?" Saying, "Yeah, whatever. Now, can I get my damn robe?" Within, Magnus saying, "Heck yeah, Vanessa!" Within, she can up and say, "Already on it," as she brings up that of her grimoire, which has that of a pinkish aura wrapped around it. Before then, threads begin to wrap around that of Asta over that of him and his red coat. As the threads fully complete, creating that of a Black Bull's Magic Knight robe. However, she didn't just stop there, as she also put that of the Black Bull's symbol on that of his headband, but in not just that, but also on that of his red coat too. Within saying, not bad. But did you really need to put it on my coat?" Within saying, "Hey, it's to know where you're from. When people know where you're from, don't you want to represent?" Within, Asta couldn't help but huff, saying, Yeah, sure, whatever." As Asta couldn't help but get a little bit embarrassed by this, with then soon, Yami saying, "So, finished up the whole initiation crap?" Within, Asta saying, "Yeah, where the hell were you, Captain?" "Oh yeah, picking up our newest member after all." Within, Asta saying, "Wait, newest member?" With soon Finral walking behind that of Yami, goes to that of everybody else. However, there's another person walking behind them too, as it being that of a young woman looking to be the same age as Asta, as she has that of silver hair put in that of twin tails, a silver white dress that almost looks like that, with the frills almost looking like that of bird wings actually, and also having that of a Black Bull's robe on too. However, she has that look of arrogance and basically stuck-upness after all, but with a touch of, well, hesitation and nervousness as well, hidden behind her purple eyes. Within, soon, Yami saying, "Oh yeah, you may not know this, but this is the new girl who joined a day before the Magic Knight exam, actually. This is, Noelle." Within, she's saying, "Noelle Silva, of the Royal Magic Knights family of the Clover Kingdom." Within, I sang, "Royal? Seriously? When the hell did we get that of Clover Kingdom royalty? And why the hell did she get admitted to that of the Black Bulls before I did? Shouldn't she been at the whole freaking Magic Knight exam?" Within, Yami saying, "If you're also wondering why she wasn't at the Magic Knight exam, I just basically recruited her ahead of time. And her situation's a little bit, well, tricky, that's all." Within hearing that, I sang, "Okay, cool." Within us internally thinking, seriously? Not even going to explain on why her situation's a little bit different. Ugh, what the hell ever. Within, Libe finally spoken up after a while saying, "Honestly, it might due to her base. She has a lot of mana actually. I can sense it even though I use anti-magic. Isn't that because she's some kind of damn royal?" Saying that, but other stuff too. Just keep an eye on her. Asta then saying, "Well, whatever." Walking past her, not even gonna say anything. But then she's saying, "Excuse me?" With then saying, "Excuse you?" With her saying, "Aren't you gonna say anything or ask or basically treat me with the respect of being a royal after all?" Saying, "Sorry, I don't respect or basically grovel at mere strangers I just met. Now piss off." As he walks back to that of the hideout, with her saying, "Excuse you? Who do you not know who you're talking to? Hey, get back here!" Within, Yami couldn't help but basically already lit another cigarette before smoking it, and then soon Finn was saying, "You sure it was a good idea to recruit her to the Black Bulls, sir?" With then Yami saying, "I'm just doing it as a favor to that of, well, prissy britches, that's all." Within, Finn was saying, "Still, a Silva in that of the Black Bulls? Normally, they would be in that of their own personal squad, the Silver Eagles. Why wouldn't she not be there?" Within, Yami basically remembering the situation between Noelle and the reason why she's not with that of her family's Magic Knight squad is due to a personal reason. And, well, more of an reason that could have been prevented if actually took him the time. And the reason why he had to put her into the Black Bulls, feeling like it's a waste of potential of not letting her join after all. But then Yami saying, I think this place may be a good fit for her after all. Just give it time. As Yami also walks back with everybody else, with Ephemeral still somewhat confused and wondering what's going on. The very next day, Asta is woken up by that of Magna, within him basically punching that of the, black and white and mohawk sunglass wearing Black Bull delinquent, as sending him basically flying into that of the, out of his room and into that of the wall. Within, soon, Asta saying, you don't just wake a man up when he's sleeping, dumbass! With then, soon, Magna saying, good to know. Before then, getting out of the wall crater, a few more minutes with Asta getting ready and by getting on his, mainly his clothes, mainly doing that of his upper clothes, such as that of his white shirt, small open jacket, alongside his coat, and his Magic Knight robe too. Within, Magnus saying, gotta ask, what's with that black arm of yours? Saying, it's personal. I'll probably explain it another time when I get to know you. But for the meantime, piss off. Within, Magnus saying, geez, damn, alright. You did say you'll tell me over due time, so I'll just gotta wait it out. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of waiting. Tough luck. So what was the damn reason that you woke me up so damn early? Within, Magnus saying, alright. Originally, I was gonna bring you and that of that Silver girl around that of the, hideout actually. But I decided to bring you in, saying, can I just bring up the fact on how crazy this damn place is? Like, seriously, how the hell do you guys navigate this place? It's like a damn labyrinth. The floors and walls move around too damn much after all. How do you navigate this place? With Magnus saying, don't worry, you'll get used to it. Just gotta remember the patterns and stuff like that. Like, for example, just follow me and you'll get a feel of this place. Within, Asta couldn't help but get annoyed at this, besides just listening. As basically showing me around, such as that of the common area where all of them hang out and stuff like that. And it's the place where it normally gets most destroyed, mainly by that of Magna and Luck, of course. Then there's like that of the massive library, which they barely even touch or use outside of people like that of Gauche and sometimes, Finral. Then there's that of the bathhouse, which once again is separated by that of boys and girls, of course. Then there's the monster barn, where they basically keep for that of magical creatures that they bring back. Within us saying, why do you bring these suckers here? With Magnus saying, I don't know. Captain Yami makes it seem like it's fun after all. With Asta having that of a look of pure and utter disbelief, believing he's on a team full of psychos. Before showing him even more around that of the area with tons of moving locations and stuff. Even stuff that they haven't even found out, given this place is always constantly moving inside of here. Then Asta feels like he just noticed somebody walking around in the halls with that of long blue hair and wearing that of pajama clothes. But then Asta saying, hey, aren't there other Magic Knights here? Like, who's the guy with the long blue hair? But then Magnus saying, huh? What are you talking about? We don't have a member like that. Saying, dude, I just saw. But then saying, you know what? Not worth bringing up if you don't know. I'll just talk to the captain about this. Before then, walking through the halls, noticing that of Noelle, as she's basically looking out the window, all by herself. But then Magna noticing Noelle, saying, huh? Hey, what the hell you think you're doing here, newbie? I was supposed to show you around here. But then, she couldn't help but basically scoff, saying, like I need a commoner like you to basically show me around. I got no time to be wasting with the likes of you anyway. Within, Magnus saying, what the hell was that? Within, us saying, dude, chill. It's not worth it. If she doesn't want to tag along, she doesn't want to tag along. Just leave it be. Within, Magnus saying, huh? Seriously? You too, Asta? Noelle couldn't help but smirk, saying, well, at least somebody knows that I have way more important things to do. Yeah, important. Definitely looking out the window doing absolutely nothing is definitely important. But then her basically scowling, saying, you want to say that again? Saying, Gladly, you're doing absolutely nothing. Just because you don't want to be around that of Magna or being shown around doesn't mean that you're not doing shit. But then, hearing this, she soon brings that of both her hands up. Before then, a water spear begins to basically be channeled. Asta realizing she has that of water magic. Before then, as he was prepared to basically block the attack with that of his, with his soul leader drive, as she fires the water spear. However, instead of it hitting Asta, it hits Magna right in the face, drenching him entirely while also sending him flying backwards. With Asta raising an eyebrow saying, "What the hell?" With him saying, "Hey, were you even aiming?" Before noticing that of her flustered face is then, he was about to comment, before then Magna got back on his feet saying, "What the hell is your problem?" Before then, she basically straightens back up, flipping that of her hair, saying, "It's not my fault that you basically got in the way of my attack. Be grateful that I didn't go all out after all." Within, Magna getting annoyed at this, saying, "If you really think that you're that you think that we're all beneath you as hell, why don't you basically just leave already?" Within, Asta raising an eyebrow, saying, dude, why the hell would you?" Before then, without warning, looking back at hearing that of a shuffling noise, as then she basically threw that of her black bull's robe onto the ground. Before then, running off, saying, "Like I want to be at this dead-end Magic Knight squad anyway." Within, Magna saying, "Hey, pick up your Magic Knight robe, that is sacred." Within, us saying, "Dude, I believe she just left." Within, Magna picking up that of her robe, saying, "Nah, it's cool. She just needs some steam. I'll just keep it warm for her until she comes back." Within, us saying, "Dude, are you... You know what? Whatever. I'm going outside for some air." As putting his hands in his pocket before walking off. As Asta began thinking, she definitely misfired. There was no way she was definitely trying to aim for me, and yet the water attack basically aimed for hit Magna instead. And yet she played it off like she meant to hit him instead. The hell was all that about? But then, Libe soon spoke up, saying, "I think I might have some words for that." Saying, "Go on. She can't control her magic." But then, us saying, "You're shitting me." Nope. Like I said, I don't have a good control over sensing magic, but I can tell. She has no idea how to properly utilize her magic well. With Asta having a look of pure and utter annoyance, saying, "Seriously? Did nobody even bother teaching her?" You gotta be kidding me. For getting more and more annoyed about the situation, Asta just deciding to head outside like he said he was, trying to get some fresh air after all. As he's walking around the grounds, familiar himself with the area, that's when he begins hearing that of tons of water splashes and tons of blast after blast of water hitting the ground, with even that of a few crashes here and there too. Then saying, "The hell's that?" As he walks further and further to that of where the noise is going, with then more and more of the crashes he begins hearing more clearly. Before then, noticing that of a training area where tons of logs with targets on them basically are set out, and each target is being missed by that of water spears, as the one shooting these water spears being Noelle. With her grunting, frustrated, and somewhat irritated by all of this. But then, Asta saying, "So she really can control her magic. Damn, that is a shame." But then, Asta planning on not, but remembering certain people that he knows that had a hard time controlling their own powers. Not wanting to leave her hanging high and dry. Before then, getting off his hiding spot saying, "Hey, Silva, was it?" Within, hearing that of Asta's voice, she looks back and having that of a look of pure and utter panic, saying, "Wait, how long have you been there?" Saying, "Long enough, actually. Look, I see that you're missing each and every one of your water shots, even when you have your grimoire out after all. Look, if you can't control your magic properly, then you should at least..." Within, soon, she freaking out saying, "No, please." Don't let them know. I can't. They can't know. Before then, certain words and phrases and voices begin to basically drown out Asta's words as they keep going over and over again, saying the same words, saying useless, pathetic, defect, and disgrace, as her grimoire begins to basically flood the area with that of water, with Asta noticing this, saying, "Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?" But then, noticing everything as her panic attack basically consumes her by creating that of a dome of water all across, consuming her as well. But then, Asta freaking out, saying, "What the hell?" As the spear of water begins to float up into the air, as it also begins to drown and suffocate Noelle at the same time, as water begins to leak out of the water spear at the same time. But then Yami and the other Black Bulls basically come into that of the area, saying, "What the hell is going on, kid?" Saying, "I don't know, she just lost control of her magic," freaking out and everything. Vanessa saying, "That's no good. If she can't control her magic, she's basically going to end herself." But then Yami saying, "I knew she had a problem with it. I didn't think it would get this. She had that much self-conscious about it." But then soon, I was saying, so she didn't want anyone finding out. She was self-conscious, feeling that we would probably make fun of her or look down on her about it. Shit. But then soon, pulling out that of his grimoire, before then opening up the page, as instead of bringing out that of the Demon Slayer sword, he brings out that of the Demon Dweller sword. But then everybody noticing that of the black blade. Within soon, even that of Yami noticing, saying, "That's completely different from the one that you had at the Magic Knight exam." With Magnus saying, "Hey, what's with that? So that's what your grimoire can do? But it's weird." But soon, Lux saying, "I don't sense any magic coming from it. Is it broken?" Within us saying, "Just watch and see." Before then, with that of all of his might, he soon runs as fast as he can. Before then, seeing that at the Black Beast's head basically running alongside him, before it soon comes in front, as then Asta jumps on it, as that of a springboard, sending him flying up into the air towards Noelle. But then, with all his might, he soon jabs the sword into that of the water spear prison. Within soon, the blade begins to react, both dispelling it at the same time, absorbing that of the water magic as well, turning as the inner opening within the sword has that of a watery blue within it. Before then, grabbing that of Noelle and that of his hands. Before then, Yami saying, "Finral," saying, "On it, Captain," as then using his grimoire, as he soon screams out, "Spatial magic, Fallen Angel's Gate!" Within creating that of his spatial portal below that of Asta and Noelle. Within, Asta basically falling out of the portal and dropping that of Noelle with him, then saying, "You couldn't have landed it properly, dumbass!" Within, Finral basically feeling the rage coming from Asta, saying, sorry about that. I kind of panicked." With even Noelle no longer basically unconscious or drowning anymore, as she began. Before then, noticing everybody as they basically all surrounded her, wondering if they're about now thinking that they all know the truth that she can't control her magic, preparing for that of the insults, the ridicule. Before then, soon Magnus saying, "Why the hell didn't you tell us you couldn't control your magic? Seriously, you're way more of a fit here than I expected." Within soon, Noelle completely and utterly shocked, Lux saying, "Aw man, you're really strong, Noelle. I mean, sure you can't control your magic, but that's not a bad thing. You just gotta get better." Within, still shocked by that. Before then, Vanessa spoke up saying, "If you're having trouble, there's nothing wrong with asking us for help after all. I know we seem like that of an annoying bunch, trust me, I get it, but we are willing to help." With Noelle still completely and utterly shocked by this, not surprised with none of the negativity that she was given, Before then, Asta basically putting that of the Demon Dweller's sword back into his grimoire, saying, look, I can't say that I understand on what you're going through because you never explain what you are. And honestly, you have all the right to keep that a secret. But when it comes to that of your magic, on the other hand, you shouldn't have kept that a secret. After all, when we're comrades, after all, we had to put our faith in each other, which means keeping a secret like that is seriously not against the question. Within saying, I'm sorry, I'm just so used to basically being hated, looked down upon, and treated like crap. I just don't think I was ready. Within Asta basically placing his hand on that of Noelle's head, then saying, nothing wrong with that. Just as everyone said, we're willing to help you out. Just open up a little bit. You don't have to tell us everything about your past. Just cut the snooty ass bullshit, and I think we can all get along pretty easily. Or if at least you're gonna do it, at least tone it down a little bit. I can tell it's basically all forced as hell. Before saying his piece, he soon basically walks past everybody, heading back, saying, gonna take a quick nap before starting to do a little bit of training. You should also get some rest too, Noelle, before we start trying to help you figure out your magic after all. With Noelle still completely caught off guard by this, before then Yami saying, the kid is right. Before then, smiling at that of Noelle saying, you need try and rest up a little bit. Don't force it. You're one of us now. No way in hell we're gonna leave you high and dry. Before then, Noelle, remembering everything that she's gone through, on how that of the nobles used to look down on her and pity her, how her family basically made her out to be that of an abomination, an embarrassment, and how her siblings basically tossed her out when they wanted nothing to do with her when she wanted to join the Silver Eagles. But now, when she came to that of the Black Bulls, all that feels like it's about to change. Before looking at that of Asta, who may have acted like an asshole, who may basically curse to her quite a bit, but he almost acted like that of a true person who didn't care about her situation and genuinely just wanted to help her, no matter what. For that, she couldn't help but thank Asta and everybody else here at the Black Bulls, thinking she may enjoy being part of this Magic Knights squad. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Let's read them. So, I basically blitzed through that of the introduction with the Black Bulls, mainly because I needed to, after all. Also, I may do a little bit of a changes here and there, as, of course, Noelle's still going to have a crush on Asta. That isn't going to change, after all. However, he isn't going to basically see Noelle like that of a romance partner, after all. Given that he still has the memories and personality of Ragna, Asta may see Noelle like that of a little sister, even though they're basically the same age, due to Ragna's personality always having that big brother energy after all. So yeah, any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get to date with my videos when I upload the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my side channel, my other channel, my Patreon, my Cash App, and my PayPal, all linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later guys, hope you all take care. Do your thing, my Shiro.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!